So this is just a video to update you on where I'm up to with the engine right now. So the engine's been rebuilt. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about how to rebuild MGB engines. So I just followed my workshop manual, mains, big ends, reground the crank, new pistons, and everything else is as you see it, right? So it's had a new water pump, reconditioned alternator, new thermostat housing and thermostat, a bit of bling as in a rocker cover. I've just finished off overhauling the HIF carburetors. I was going to put a different carburetor on, however I got a bit of feedback that sticking with the SUs would be a better way to go, so I've got an overhaul kit. I've overhauled them now. Non-return valve, so I found the non-return valve was US, so I don't know how long that had been US for, but I got a couple of new ones, one for this one and this one for this MG over here. Put a new heater tap on because the other one wasn't in the best nick. I've got a ignition 123 distributor, obviously new plugs, new leads, and yeah, the engine's all been rebuilt now. Some synthetic assembly oil in there. I rotate it roughly every 2 weeks just to make sure that it doesn't go tight on me or anything like that. I've also this is what I was contemplating putting on the engine, which is a 3236 GGV. So I've got one on this. The economy's good, it runs well, starts very well, so I'm quite happy with it. But again, on social media, took a bit of negativity on that in regard to fitting one of them to one of these, to an MG. So I've gone back to the HIFs, and I've now also purchased a 45 DCOE, right, so got that. Got to get a 5/8 UNF tap for this so I can put the new non-return valve in, because this one, I don't know whether you can see down there, but that one, as I found it, is not in the best nick, so right, it doesn't fit in there right now, so got to tap that out. Fitting kit for the DCOE, so I'll put that on here, see how this goes, and then make a decision about what I'm going to do from there. But right now I'm going to stick with the SUs on it. So this one was owned by an auto electrician before I got it, so he did a full relay circuit setup for this car. So the electrics haven't been too bad on this, proved very reliable, no big issues for me so far. So I wouldn't like to take it on myself, not being an auto electrician, but yeah, as you can see, some of the wiring is pretty heavy duty now. So yeah, one of the good things that I've bought, I don't know whether I mentioned it before, is a bolt kit, UNF bolt kit. So you get nylocks, washers, nuts, bolts, all various lengths. And I've also bought a couple of these bolt kits from Wright's Auto Supplies, right? So they're very handy. They come specifically for the engine, like the sump, the front cover, clutch, all that sort of stuff. I'm slowly working my way through my list of bagged bits and pieces here now. So yeah, that's slowly diminishing a little bit. I've decided to separate that into two, so I've got an engine box and a car box now. So the engine box is getting significantly smaller. I also got a box of washers, copper washers, which I found great. So these now, I can replace all the copper washers that I found on the brakes and the fuel system and everywhere around. Yep. As you see, I've written top on here now. The first time I opened the box, they all went on the floor. So that's just now to stop me doing that. Apart from that, yeah, that's pretty well it. Much up to date right now, where I've got to. So I'm happy with the engine rebuild. That's taken me a couple of months to get to that far. Just all the painting and cleaning to get it so it looks half decent. I've also now done a bit of cleaning on the gearbox, So the gearbox has all been cleaned up. Got the brake servo to do, and obviously a lot of other stuff. I'm going to fuel tank at some point. I'm going to start looking at cleaning that out. Alright, and then I've got to work on the dashboard. So I've got to take all the instruments out of that, clean all that up, and yeah, figure out what I'm going to do with that. Alright, so I think that'll do for the latest update now. Should just try and keep them up to like 5-minute updates.